it's a little hard to talk to you guys with these two guys getting ready to sword fight in front of our wonderful new graphic. So, we're going to try our very first scene change out of our open. And here we go in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys! There's the bean. Hey, come here. Come here, bean. Come on. Okay. Oh goodness. Hi. Oh goodness. Oh,
hi.
Oh goodness.
You're on the graphic.
Yay. Live streams. Yay. Here's the bean. Hi guys. If you come and LARP at the Crossroads site, you'll meet her. And she's knocking down our cameras. Thanks, Jeannie. So we have a new camera that we're kind of testing out today, and as you can see, it has a wider field of view. You can see much more of our little studio here. Yeah, we're gonna probably try to. There. Well, it's a little bit better. Anyway. Hi. For those of you who don't know me and this young lady here, my name is Tab. I am the owner of Alliance Crossroads. It is the Tennessee chapter of the Alliance LARP system, and this is my wonderful head of plot, India. India, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm the head of plot. This is the first time I've ever introduced myself like that. I'm the head of plot for this new season of Crossroads, as well as the new player representative and the assistant general manager for the Crossroads chapter. Only on the live.
Yeah. This is great. We're doing great. So here we are. In our studio, and as I made a promise to my players during the Crossroads opener, I don't post a lot of favorites because it takes me a really long time to type things, and I just get kind of wound up in my head about the accuracy of what I'm typing and whether it's perfect or not. And by the time I get my perfects ready, it's been like 4 months since the last event, and there's been 3 more events. So instead of doing that, we're going to do them via live stream, and we're going to do this a couple of times a year. For those of you who are watching this in the far future, this is, let's see, we are 4 events into our 2022 season. We've been shooting season 2 of our YouTube channel, and thus far we've been to Denver, we've been to Crossroads, which is in Tennessee, we've been to Chicago, which this time was in Wisconsin. But we were also at Wisconsin site, so that's cool. And last but certainly not least, most recently in this timeline, we were in Raleigh just this past weekend. So what we're going to try to do for you today during this, our 3rd ever live stream with our brand new live stream camera, woo!
And our very impromptu live stream.
A very impromptu live stream. We're going to go over some favorites, and we're just going to share them with you guys, and that's kind of a tradition among LARPers, is sharing online some of their favorite points of their LARP experience in the past event. It's just kind of a way to give shout outs to people who made your event really cool, or a way to let people know that they made an impact, that they moved that needle one way or the other for your game experience. So we're going to bounce back and forth between our experience. India was actually there. India. Sorry, I'm distracted by one of the chats that kind of made me kind of reel in my head.
I like how he said hi to not me. Hello. Also, yeah, I'm here.
Like, she's here though. It's like this is really India. Anyway, moving right along. We started our year this year at Alliance Denver, and it was a great time, and now I'm going to try to give you guys a little bit of footage as we're going over our favorites there. And again, whenever I go out to Denver, I am so impressed and inspired by how they run their game and the culture of their game. So we're going to switch to a little flyover here. I don't know how. Somehow we're getting a different camera's feed, but yeah, this is the old camera, so say hi to the old cam. But this is a flyover of the the Denver site. Yay, live. There we go. This is a flyover of the Denver site, and we think it's pretty, and I just wanted to say that it was a joy to watch Denver, see how they use their plot to split up their player base and to keep multiple different people entertained, and to always keep the door open for curveballs and changes. And again, guys, I had a blast. India, what are some of your favorite parts of Denver?
Denver. Coffee, Denver. No, so I had a really good time in Denver. There was one point where we went out, I think it was Saturday night, as angry Viking creatures. And I got really into it. And because I was so into it, I was targeted by one of their high-level spellcasters and charmed for a solid 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And by God, if that caster did not roleplay that charm for all 10 minutes until the last second when he just said, okay, catch you later, turns around, walks away, and as my charm ends, I chase him down, and in my little Viking character start swearing obscenities at him, which he started laughing at and took it right in stride, and I did not get my revenge on him, but it was a great time. I've never roleplayed a charm to the very end like that, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing when you can really roleplay out effects. That actually brings up one of my favorites of Denver, which is I actually got to play a little bit during the nighttime because we didn't have our night vision camera at that point. We do now.
Yes, we do.
But I got to actually go out and NPC as a kind of a mid-range, higher-end card and put a whooping on some people, and that was kind of nice and kind of fun. And I think I was able to bring a little intensity to the battlefield at Denver, which is always there because you guys have an amazing NPC crew and culture. But it was nice to go out there and play a little bit, and it was so much fun seeing how you guys ran the Yeti fight, which is going to be in your episode. We're going to open up season 2 with Denver. I'm very excited. That Yeti fight was amazing, and we have a new segment during our visits this year called Owner Cam. It's when we throw the camera on the actual owner and they go out first person. It's kind of our chest cam, and they go out first person style and see all of the we see all the action. So I think we're gonna move on to the Crossroads opener.
Yes.
Which was our next event in line chronologically. And actually, we're going to jump back to us. Sorry about the jump in the feed there. I guess we have to set it up a little bit. So what you're about to see is my first-person view of the open of our season opener, which is traditionally at Crossroads. We always open with a goblin fight. It's usually on Saturday morning or midday Saturday these days because we never start on time.
That's going to change.
Yes, I hope so. So we always start with the goblin fight, and the reason why I do that is because we have usually an influx of newer players, and it's the beginning of the event, so I use it a lot, and you'll see me do it here.
Also a fun way to let the players know, hey, our event's starting.
Hey,
there's some goblins.
Yep. So it's always, there's not a lot of plot involved, and you're seeing me kind of prepping with everybody, getting the mask on. I kind of like this first-person view because the goblin, the goblin nose is there the entire time. So we're just going to let this kind of play out as we bring up some of our favorites of the event. And I will say, you just saw one of my favorites that I wanted to bring up, which was I got to meet 2 young ladies this past event. That some young gentlemen have been talking up for years, and I am happy that 2 young men kept on talking up their wives and saying that they're going to bring them someday, and their significant others. And after a couple of years, they finally showed up, and I was so happy to meet them and so happy to see them having such a good time. That was definitely one of my favorites of the event. So what you're seeing now is us walking up over our ridge here, and you're going to see me kind of warm up with the NPCs. And what I do at that time is kind of gauge everybody that's coming onto site and see if there's any issues that I need as a marshal to pay attention to. India, from the opener, what jumps out at you as some of your favorites?
Well, I was just happy to be there. I didn't originally think I was going to be able to get there, but Plans changed, and I was able to super.
All right, folks, I'm going to wait for Hunter to bring my treasure. If you want to pair up and kind of
run away at
spar
night.
a little bit, get the blood
So
flowing.
just being there was fantastic. Seeing the new plot team for this year in action, and kind of getting the reins gently handed over to me by our old head of plot, who we love so very much, Dan, was also nice. And because it was a last minute thing for me, I didn't really prep anything plot-wise, so everything that I ran was top of the head, impromptu, we need time to fill, let's go, which was a lot of fun. And at one point I brought in an NPC from last year, who was not played by me last year, but it's canonical that they change faces a lot. And I got to go up to one of the old plot members from last year, and when I said my name, the look on his face was one of pure oh no, because he knew exactly who I was and what I was doing, and he was terrified for his life, and that was really fun.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys are mentioning that wind. We mentioned it a lot during the episode after going through all of the footage there. It was so windy, that event. So don't expect a lot of useful audio from that actual event. Some of the other things that jump out at me about the Crossroads opener are new players. We had some new players come out that one repped amazingly. We had some new NPCs that did amazing, and it was great to see them learn over a weekend. I always like seeing how people develop through like their first fight to their last fight on Sunday, when they kind of know what's going on and the differences between them. But so this newbie team, and they're not really noobs, they've LARPed elsewhere, we can tell. But guys, yeah, your costumes were absolutely amazing. Wow, it was great to see a brand new team come in, hit the ground running, and look like they've been there for years. And one of my favorites that I'm going to tell you guys about. So for those of you who don't play at Crossroads, we ferry people sometimes across our site via our Jeeps, which you no doubt saw in the video. So I'm driving up. I think someone is in the Jeep with me, or I'm driving up by myself. I cannot remember. But one of the players plays a deerkin. So when she saw the headlights, she immediately looked at the headlights and then started like running back and forth, not knowing which way to go. And I almost crashed the Jeep because I was laughing so hard. And that was absolutely hilarious. And you know, I had a great time. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was such a great time. I mean, aside from the event itself, being able to have Dan transition the head of plot position to you, it is again an absolute pleasure to work with Dan these past couple of years. I cannot think off the top of my head of a more upbeat, positive, and valuable influence on the Alliance in the past couple of years than someone like you, Dan. Again, thank you for everything that you brought to Crossroads and to the Alliance. You're in a lot of these videos, my man. You're freaking great, and we love to play with you.
Got him.
Another thing that I really liked about the event was actually getting out and playing a Benny in a battle again with like fighting, because I don't get to do that so often last year. So that was nice. And you know, as you see, I'm running around giving some whap to everybody.
Everybody gets their turn.
Yep, everybody gets some.
Normal.
And yeah, and you can see the goblin knows it going. But it was great to open up. Well, I guess this is the 5th season at the Crossroads site up in Tennessee, and I think my 11th or 12th season running Crossroads. So it was great to get out the gate. I think this was one of our biggest openers in recent memory, definitely the biggest opener we've had in Tennessee yet. So the sky's the limit, guys, and you folks are helping us get there. I will say before we transition on to our next stop, which unfortunately India couldn't make it to. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to recognize you as that deer is whipping my butt right there in the footage. Oh, look at that good. Oh, man, they fought so good. They fought so clean. They were just good sports about everything.
They were.
And like, right now she's kind of asking details about the fight, and it's really cool how just cooperative and conversational, and not, you know, this is the rule, this is how you have to be, blah 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 blah, you're wrong. Like, you talk to people and you just you know, kind of make it fun, like it's a game. Who knew? So we're going to jump out to Big Us right now. So next we went to Chicago. That was the week after our Crossroads event. So
I could not go.
So we went Denver, my prep week for the opener at Crossroads, then Chicago, then Raleigh. That's been our past 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're getting a weekend off this week. It's going to be great. Where I'm not LARPing at all. So, next stop we have Chicago, and I think I'm going to switch to a little bit of a flyover of their site. Now, the cool thing that happened there is it snowed, and we actually got drone footage while it was snowing. I can't wait for you guys to see the episode when it goes live in a couple of months, but it was an amazing big battle, and look how many people. Let's just check this stuff out. Okay, we're over the tavern right now. You can see that it's snowing. And we're going to pull out over the player base as they are mustering for their big final fight. Again, this is all B-roll footage that hasn't gone into the Haley Genius machine to come out the other end as something that is beautiful and polished. But I just wanted to share with you guys some views of Chicago as we were there. One, it snowed, and man, snow makes game feel so much more epic when you're in it. It just makes you feel like you're in one of those newer movies where the film grain is in the movie with you, and you're looking at your friends as they're LARPing, but it's blowing in the wind, and it just pops it. It just makes it better. It's cold, but any LARP that I've ever seen run in the cold always has a warm place for people to get to. Chicago is no exception. They did an excellent job keeping everybody warm and everybody in a safe, warm spot. But to run out in the snow and play was grand. Such a good time. I really liked it because I got to catch up with my man Rob. I got a lot in common with the dude, and we were able to talk a bit when he wasn't, running around running his game. And it was, again, same thing as Denver. When you see somebody else do something that you do, but in a slightly different ways, you catch so many little crumbs of knowledge and genius that they just take for granted because it's something that they do all the time. And for instance, names are awful to me, but there's an NPC there. He's one of your staff members, Rob. They are on plot, and they have a different walk for every costume that they have. I don't even know if they know it, but it's this little nuance of what they bring to the game. Every time they play something different, their walk, their mannerisms, and their body language is just a little bit different every time, and was a great thing to behold. And it's one of those little nooks, little crumbs that the actor in me likes to see. Another thing that comes to mind is a young man named Sid. Again, I'm not going to go into last names and big details, but every time I've seen this young man, and I've seen him at a couple of events, he was at the National, he was at Minnesota, and he was running the plot line at this event. He gets it. I saw Sid do an owner's job because he wasn't playing the game the whole time. Sometimes he was just talking to people. Sometimes he was taking time out of running this enormous game. This huge clockwork machine of all these different plot lines that they were running and the different modules that they were running, and he still took the time, as Rob did as well, to sit down one-on-one and talk with someone about an issue that they were having. Issues happen. You get this many different people together, they're going to happen. But it was really cool to see you just take time out, not about the rules, but about a person, and it was awesome. Really. And check out the little snow foxes. I promised that we would get the snow foxes in the footage, and it is on the channel. A young man who was playing, he was playing a kin of some kind. I don't recall because it's been a little while, but he went through the trouble of making those snow foxes, so I was going to get those cool little snow foxes in the footage. So I feel good that I was able to do that.
You did it. You kept your promise.
And before we move on from the Chicago footage, another one of my favorites was with Sid and Rob playing the giant kitty fight, which will no doubt, it was actually on Facebook, on I think Blue Wolf's posted some of it. So we were statted as level 100 plus tunes. So our character cards were level 100 plus 20 rituals on top of that, whatever we wanted to make it a good fight. So I took my character's card, which is a level 50th scout, and just doubled everything. And it was big. And I wasn't even the biggest guy out there. Rob was enormous. And we got some amazing footage of that fight. It was a bunch of players that knew what they were doing. I gotta say, in the snow, we did as best we could. There was some charging here and there. But again, it is... you'll see in the footage when the episode drops, it was hecka fun, and everybody was throwing down. And I think it was really cool how you could just tell when somebody's played a BBG a couple times, and how me, Rob, and Sid just instinctively like rotated off of the players to give each other time to refit and to breathe. Like, we didn't even plan that. We just did it because it's like stuff that you just learn how to do as you're a BBG. And India does this plenty in Crossroads when she plays our BBGs. And wow, so great to see and so fun to do. I was a little worried that I wasn't going to be able to hang. I think I did okay. But man, it was so much fun. So much fun. And I think there was 4 different owner groups involved in that fight. You had me and Rob on one side, and you had Wisconsin and Atlanta on the other side, and we got it on. It was a good time. Good fight there, guys. Great fight. Yeah, it was definitely a class of ages. So after Chicago, right after Chicago, I had enough time to do laundry, empty out my car, and reload it to go right to Raleigh! Yeah! So what we're going to show you right now is just, again, this footage just got uploaded, and it's just was shot this past Saturday. Yeah. So that would be, it's the 4/13/2022 right now. So this is just a simple flyover of their wonderful site. This is super cool. This is the other permanent site LARP in the South right now, guys, in the Alliance system, and they have a wonderful blank canvas, and like they have enough of like what you need to run a LARP. They have an NPC camp, they have a tavern building, and they have tents to keep their NPCs in. They have enough bathrooms, they have access to a shower. Like, that's more than we have right now. And they started out of the gate strong, and it was really fun to see. It was a great experience to see the birth of a chapter in a new region and to know where they're headed, and it's nothing but good things coming for you guys. You guys hit it out of the park right out of the gate, and I'm going to throw to India right now because she has some favorites to share with you about her experience at Raleigh. She was PCing.
I was PCing for the first time in like 4 years. I forgot how to PC, but it was a really good event, I think, to PC for the first time in a while because half of my friends were there, which was fantastic. And not just half of my friends, but I was able to bring my boyfriend to his first ever LARP event, so thank you, Raleigh, for hosting us. He had a great time. Their plotline is super intriguey. And I was planning on rolling my PC not caring about political intrigue. That didn't happen because everything was interesting and had enough of a fish hook in it that I was like, I have to grab it, which made it really difficult. They had their NPC team was brand new, which was super cool to see NPCs from that area, and they looked like they were having a lot of fun. They smiled during every battle, which was fantastic. I got to fight Tab for the first time in years too, which, let me tell you, I'm exhausted. And on my side, I got to have Dan. So Dan and I were both fighting Tab. So playing with Dan was fantastic. They had a really interesting puzzle mod that had a lot of interesting combat to go with it. It wasn't just simple combat to go while you're thinking on a puzzle. It was complicated combat that you had to think about while doing a puzzle on a narrow road and not die, which was great.
Yeah, it was really intricate there, and we'll jump back to us before jumping to more Raleigh footage. Yeah, it was you can see what they're going with and where they're headed, and it was right now we're going to get some on the ground footage of some sparring during some of their setup time. They were setting up an encounter here, so we just have some players that are sparring right outside their tavern area, so you can kind of get a sneak peek of this and see some boys playing some whap whap, as we say, or as I say. Nobody else really says it, but you know, hey, trendsetters got it. Yeah, I'm making a thing. So we're getting you know, some, again, B-roll footage. This will all be edited and pretty when the big episodes come out, but I think it was such a special experience to be there at the very first one. Again, like I said before, to know where you're headed and to know that it's going to get easier for you guys as you go. And I will say that, you know, when you're starting out, because I started very similarly in Tennessee, you get the experience of the owner that has to be the jack of all trades, master of none. And Jess and Dave, you guys did great. I saw Jess working logistics while being head of plot, much like Dan does at Crossroads. They were also handling their treasure policy. So when you don't have a large staff, it's all on you. And you guys took that burden and shouldered it perfectly fine, and you got your event done. And like I told you guys at your event, just running a show, just getting there is such an accomplishment. To actually run a game is so hard and so challenging for so many people that when you pull it off, it is always something special. And yeah, oh, I can move the focus? I didn't know I could do that.
Ooh,
oh, wow.
We learn something new every day.
So right now we're seeing Dan and Chris. Chris, you were my favorite. Chris, right there. Chris, Chris. No, I mean, I always fight Dan. But Chris was my favorite fighting, dueling foe of this event. Me and Chris fought each other a whole bunch throughout the event.
Because I kept sending him to the front of the line.
And it was so much fun to play with you, Chris. I hope you had as much fun as I did as I mangle and get this all screwed up. Sorry for manipulating it so much. But as you can see, Dan's playing his kitty character, and that was also amazing to see what Dan can do when he's not playing Kyler or being head of plot.
Yeah.
Seeing him buy like all of Heinrich's like little snacks and everything, just him just like, I spent all the money on snacks.
I only want money for snacks.
And you know, went with it, and that was great and really fun to see. And guys, if you have a chance, check out Raleigh, AllianceRaleigh.com, and you know, check out AllianceLARP.com and check out all the chapters in the Alliance. But man, getting in on the ground level of a chapter when it's just opening up, you get to form that world as a player more than really you'll ever get again in any other place, because there's so many places. And Crossroads, self-admittedly, you know, we have 10 years of history when you show up.
Yeah.
You know, now, of course, when you run a LARP, you want to let people change the world, and we always do that. But being the first in a world, it's something special. So this whole first season, guys, get out there. They're laying their groundwork for this amazing world. Lots of choices to make.
Oh, yeah.
Their mechanics, I gotta say, Dave, you did a great job with some of the... I use like theatrical things for my pops and my special things, and we don't fall back on mechanics that much. But Dave, you use mechanics as like a theatrical element really well. Like the bloop fight, that blob fight where you took a certain amount of damage and then split, and then had two NPCs come out and play the split blob that then came and recongealed. One, it was smart because it rotated you off the fight. As a BBG, you need your breathers. So where, you know, in a normal like run of a fight, you'd have to cast a circle and do like a monologue while you're catching your breath, trying to figure out your stats. there was just a really cool use of the mechanics, as well as later on in the evening they had a lightning elemental fight where the spawn was the big bad guy hitting the ground and lightning struck, and that's where we spawned from, and that just created a little theatrical pop right in the side of it that really made those fights, I think, a little bit fun, and a lot of it fun, but I just wanted to say thank you to all of the chapters that have had us thus far this year. And right now we are looking down the barrel of, we have a scheduled live stream next week on the April 20th. And we have Denver right after that. If we can make it out to Denver, we'd love to. Then a week off, then back to Raleigh, then another Crossroads event, and then another Raleigh, and then Gettysburg, and then New Hampshire, Minnesota, Chicago, Gettysburg, Minnesota, Virginia, Wyoming, Wisconsin, Chicago, Minnesota. Our calendar is full, and we want to get as many of them done as we can, and we cannot do that without your help. So please check out our website at alliancecrossroads.com.
AllianceXR.com.
AllianceXR.com. Don't go to that other one.
10 years,
yeah. We've had a new website for a while now. I just keep on screwing it up. So Haley will edit that part out. Ding! So, AllianceXR.com, and check out our PayPal button. And if you could throw us some donations to keep us on the road, the more of these chapters that we can get to, specifically the chapters that are a little bit on the smaller side and might not be able to throw us a couple bucks to get us out there, we want to pay special attention to them. And also what we're trying to do with our excess car space is bring somebody along with us who might not have been able to get there otherwise to these other chapters. I think it's something that is incredibly valuable to us as Americans and as LARPers is travel, man. Travel is the antidote to a lot of problems that people end up having when they don't do it enough. So get out there, play LARP, check out AllianceLARP.com. India, do you have any other favorites from these past 4 weeks that you want to throw to them before we sign off for the evening?
The Crossroads game, we did a first time ever module dungeon, which was fantastic. The dungeon changed every 10 minutes, which kept everyone on their toes. It was interesting, it was dynamic, and it was very interactive. There it is, that's the word, interactive, which I think added another layer to night fights especially, and dungeons in general. And I want to see if we can do that again, but also take something that we learned from Denver, where they used sheets as dungeon walls. So it didn't hurt when you ran into them, namely, but also it utilized small space extremely well. And their UV reactive paint was super cool too. That made that dungeon, which I think in their April game was sea themed. So they had UV reactive walls with UV reactive kelp and just made everything feel like you were underwater in a spooky dark cave, and it was super, super cool. Yeah. So again, everything I see at chapters that we travel to, I want to take, manipulate, and use to make our game better, and then take that somewhere else so they can make their game newer and their game different, and we just keep going, which comes back to that travel. Indeed, and that's having a national networked LARP like Alliance LARP, to be able to bounce around and play your character in so many different places, has so many of these little side benefits that are like right beside this great gaming experience that you're having, and they're kind of those intangibles, but they pile up really fast and they're enormous. And it has been so rewarding to get out to the 3 different chapters, and 4 including my own, to play 4 different games in vastly different styles and vastly different worlds, but everybody was talking the same language as far as the game was concerned, and we all had a blast, and it was a joy to do, and I can't wait to get out to your chapter. And if you don't have a chapter yet, make one. We always need more. Yeah. So with that, we're going to sign off with our new intro outro. I hope it works. I'm going to try to click a button. But until next time, please check out a LARP near you. Check out AllianceLARP.com. And
go out and play. See you guys on the next one. Bye. Oh wait. We didn't do our
face thing?
Yeah, we need our thumbnail faces. So thumbnail face on 1, go. Thumbnail face, go. Thumbnail face. All right, thumbnail faces. Yeah, we got our thumbnail faces. Until next time, guys. I'll see you in a week at our next scheduled live stream. And until then, bye. Sailor that you see.